3 things that can help you develop that athlete so that they can be the person that can continue to fight through until they're successful. If you want your athlete to succeed, you're going to have to know that they have to do the work. And you're going to find some athletes will either do, don't, or won't. The don'ts and won'ts, they'll never succeed because, well, they didn't show up. And that's not your fault. Again, the athlete has to be willing to do it themselves. So to do the work, you're going to have 2 choices, right? When you do, you either succeed or you fail. Now, success is what we're looking for, right? That's the main goal, the main objective. However, if you fail, if your athlete fails, they have 2 options. They can quit or they can grit. And quit, you're done. You're over, no success. You're with the don'ts and won'ts. But if your athlete has grit, right, they continue to push through, then they have 2 action steps they can take. They can either do the same thing they did before or calculated. Same is, well, the same thing that caused the failure. If you do the same thing, you're going to get the same results. You're going to fail. However, if you are pushing through, right? You got the grit, you're pushing through, but this time you're calculated on your next move or your next step. Guess what? What you're doing is you're using the failure as a learning lesson. You know what didn't work, and now you're able to calculate your next step. What that means is you're going to have 2 options here. You're going to either succeed because you learned something from your failure, or you fail again. Does your athlete have enough grit to push through, but can learn from those failures as learning lessons so that they can calculate their next move, their next step, or their next process, right? It may be a lot of failures along the way, but if they are learning from each of those failures, they will find success. My name is David Sabi. I help parents raise athletes. And in this video, we're going to go over a few things that can help you raise your athletes so that they can go off to their sport, participating in whatever they want and being successful. Here's our second part. With that flow chart, great. We get that they have to have the grit, right? They have to be able to push through, especially those tough times. And they have to be calculated on their next move. They have to learn from their failures. But what kind of person is able to do that? And this is where, as parents, we have the ability to go in and help our kids become athletes by helping them become the person that has the grit, that can learn from their failures. So let's go over a few things that can help you develop your kid into an athlete. The first one is process, right? Focusing on the process, helping your athlete understand the process and not getting so tied up into the outcome. Now, the outcome, obviously, we're trying to succeed, so the outcome is important, but the focus needs to be on the process of doing the skill work or the strength training or the process of becoming the soccer player or volleyball player. It doesn't matter what sport, there is a process, and that's what they need to focus on. The second thing is control. So here's a term that you've probably heard of before called locus of control. Locus meaning the location of control, right? So where is the control coming from? If it's coming from external factors, right, it's never their control. On the other hand, internal locus of control means I have power enough to be able to control my destiny, control my success. My success is up to me. When you have the internal locus of control, you have an ability to push through because you know that you have control of your success. If somebody else has control of your success, you might give up because you're like, I don't have any control of this. It's up to them. Not a good idea. So allowing your athlete to understand they have control. And then the last one would be energy. If your athlete doesn't have the energy to push through, right, to continue on, and they are exhausted or burnt out, and this can go mentally, emotionally, or, obviously physically, but if they feel like they're burnt out, they won't have the energy. You have to have energy to continue to go on and to make your calculated moves and actions. So focus on recovery. Again, if you help your athlete recover physically, mentally, emotionally, they're more likely to have the energy they need to push through physically, mentally, emotionally. And so when we're looking at raising an athlete and you really want to focus on getting your kid to be at their best, help them recover. That way they have the energy to go through the process, right? To take control of what they have control of and to continue until they succeed. Again, to go over the flow chart really fast, athletes that will either do, don't, or won't. Now, don't and won't, doesn't matter. The kids that do will either succeed or fail. Success is what we're looking for, but if they fail, they can either quit or grit. Quit, you're done. Grit means you push through. Now, how you do that? You can either do the same actions or calculated actions. Same actions, you're gonna get the same results, you're gonna fail. Calculated actions, you either succeed, which is good, or you fail. Again, if you fail, you get back to grit, calculated, and then continue to shoot for that success. Help your athlete. Focus on the process. Focus on that internal locus of control, right? Understanding they have control and keeping them up with the energy by focusing on their recovery. So I want to thank you for watching. And again, hit subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Check out kid2athlete.com and I will see you on the next video.